Hello, 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 and welcome. Happy Monday. It is Monday. The start of a new week. How are we? How are we doing? Oh my gosh. I'm going to tell you guys, get your coffee. I got some coffee. I'm not a coffee nista, but I think I'm becoming a coffee nista. I get your coffee because we're going to be talking about our confessions, our GLP-1 confessions. All right, so who do we have in the chat on this Monday morning? I am actually, you know what? My school is back in full swing, so I am feeling retired. I'm getting these text messages from some of my former teammates, like, oh my goodness, it's too funny. So I'm really starting to feel retired. I love that for myself. So, geez, Louise, who do we have in here? We have Mail to the B. Happy Monday. Mail. She says, Happy Monday, Dee Dee in chat. We got my girl B in the house. She says, Hello, Dee Dee in chat. We got Kim. Hey, Kim is in the house. She says, Good morning, Dee Dee. The Mail B in the chat. Who else we have Anissa. Anissa, I hear you need a retirement coach up in here. I love that. I thought that was so funny. Doses of Shawnee. She said, Good morning, Shay, and everyone in the chat. You're working, but listening. I'll be in and out of the chat. Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. GLP-1 Teacher's Journey. Oh, my goodness. She says, Good morning. You look so awesome this morning. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me look at my sleep. I don't think I got the best sleep, GLP-1 teacher. I don't think so. I want to see what it's saying. I was up using the bathroom. I kind of drank later than I try to cut my drinking off after I eat. And last night I got home late, so I drank late, like water. Yeah. Uh-huh. I got it's registering 5 hours and 13 minutes, but I did go back to sleep for probably like an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. So, but once you move around with this watch I have, once you move around and you're registered up, they don't count going back to sleep. So I would probably venture to say I got about 6 hours, maybe 30 minutes of sleep. So that's pretty good. But I'm telling you, I am feeling vibrant today. I got on my pink. Did you guys participate in that poll? Who else do we have coming here? We got, my name twin. We got Shay, and we have, H to the R to the G to the U to the R to the U. Guru, whatever you are, Guru. We're going to call you. I love a good guru. Jeez, Louise. Thank you. You like my hair. So I moved away from the flip. I would have my hairstylist send me a picture of how my hair looked. When I tell you, Shawnee, it was so cute. And then how like you leave the hair salon and like I'm pretty good with hair, but I left thinking I'm not going to be able to maintain this hair. But I didn't take a picture. She took a picture. I don't like to be up on social media unless I'm putting myself on social media. So I told her, hey, I'm going to close my eyes. I don't want anybody to know I'm up in here taking photos. She has a young crowd. I'm an older lady, 54, a lady of a certain age. So it's so funny. So anyway, so now I'm rocking the hair that's coming in. I'm going in. I'm going in. Now I'm going to tell you, go back and watch that live stream. I thought we gave some good just alternatives of things you could try with your hair. Now you got to remember, it's never a one size fits all. What works for my hair may not work for your hair. Now, we are embracing these long, fabulous extensions. Like my hair did not grow overnight. It's so funny. One of the ladies, when I went to my retirement dinner, breakfast last week, she said, Oh, your hair is so cute. She was like, Oh my gosh, it grew so much. I'm like, now this, I'm not going to say her name, but I'm like, now this is not my hair. I wish my hair did grow that fast and stay in that fast, right? So I'm wearing some extensions. I love a good extension. So we'll see how long I rock these extensions. I don't know. We shall see, but I'm feeling fabulous at 54. This has been my diva hair and it might go all year. Who knows? I never even know what I'm going to do. All right, who else do we have in here? Ooh, we got May Ross. I love that. She says, Good morning. We got Allie from Fit Flavor Fun. How are you, my friend? Geez, Louise, we got to talk about this neck cream. Allie, I keep saying I'm going to call you, and I just need to do that. GLP-1 Teacher's Journey. Oh, you drank lots of water too. You were up at least 3 times making trips to the bathroom. Love the water, but it goes through you fast. I can relate to that. Jeez, Louise. And actually, I'm here today. I'm armed with my morning cup of coffee. This mug is thanks to Cookie. You guys know Cookie, this Chicago mug. And then, of course, never far, I have my mug. And then Mayor Mindy got me this fabulous retirement mug. And sometimes I take that on the go when I'm out and about. So that's downstairs. Between those two, I never had a problem with drinking water. That's one of the rules I could follow. All right, Vivi. She says, "Good morning, Dee in chat. How are you?" I love saying Vivi. I just think that it just goes, it flows right off the tongue. Oh, so your sleep. Oh, I knew Mel was gonna have to go on here and talk about her sleep score. All right, Mel to the B. She said her sleep score is 89, 8 hours and 5 minutes of sleep. Woo woo. We love that for you. Sleep is so underrated. So, geez, oh man, you know me, I love to get my little sleep in there. But when I don't, I just don't. I mean, geez, Louise. All right. Ooh, hello. How are you? Okay, Sean, I'm going to call you Sean. I can't pronounce your name. Sean Tech. Ooh, I don't know, but it's cute. Okay. All right. I love a different name. I want to call you C. That's right, call you C. I love a different name that I haven't heard, because being a teacher, you hear every name. I mean, it's like I know the names of the names. You love my last video. Oh yeah, on the loose skin. You gotta watch that. It was. I even thought I did a nice job. When you're making these videos, you're so critical of even yourself. At least I am. And yeah, I like to give people some facts, information, research. And remember, I get all my research. I either go with Harvard, the Mayo Clinic, the what is it called? The National Kidney and Diabetes Disease Organization. Forget the name. It's like NIK something something. I forget the name. I get it from them. I also love the New England Journal of Medicine. And then, of course, Eli Lilly and Novo. I get my data from them. So if I'm getting any information, I'm getting it from them, because, you can go on some of these sites and you never know what you're getting. So, yeah, so that's what I try to do. All right, but thank you. But anytime somebody disagrees with any of the research, or you have a story, because I consider myself an outlier in life, right? I'm doing, everybody's doing A and I'm doing B, and not necessarily on purpose. That's just kind of how my brain works. So yeah, so we all have different experiences. And I also want to say about the hair stuff that we and skin products that we talked about, of course we said consult your doctor before you try anything. But I am going to say what works for me and my hair may not work for you and yours. I showed you my cabinet. You could go back and screenshot it of all the oils I use trying to get a certain glow to my hair. There's really only one that works for me. I ended up showing you that. So I tried a million things. So if you're out there saying, "Oh, Downsizing Diva said this works," well, maybe it works for my hair. It might not work for your hair. Or maybe I'm thinking it is working and it doesn't. If it's in my head, let it just live there rent free. Because they say a lot of these things don't even work. It could be the placebo effect. Who knows? But I just know for me, I felt like something's different. So maybe I'm thinking, okay, because I'm taking this situation, this little, supplement that, now I'm going to drink more water. That could be the more water and maybe not the supplement. So I'm just saying, but I think having options is always the way to go, right? You got options. You got to try things out. I know Allie tries a lot of things out on her channel. What works for her may not work for you, but it might work for her. So, but we're just, offering things that has helped. So shout out to Cara, who came on here. Be Well with Cara. She's a licensed cosmetologist. I think that's a fancy word for her profession. I love a good fancy word. And so instead of calling me a teacher, a retired teacher, how about call me a retired educator? That just sounds so much better. How about that? So anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there because we don't want people out here taking products and Downsizing Diva said use those gummy vitamins and they don't work. And they may not work for you, and they might not be working for me. But guess what? It's in my mind, I think they do. All right. So I also want to add too, remember, if you're trying out a new product, you kind of have to stop something else, right? So you can know it works. If you don't stop something else, I don't know what to tell you. You're not really going to know what's actually causing the change or the not a change, right? So you kind of have to do a process of elimination. All right. Ooh, thank you. I appreciate that. One fabulous sister to another. Good morning. How are you? Look at you. You guys, your profile pics are everything. Loving the glasses, though. You're drinking a Diet Coke. Ooh, you have a Diet Coke and also your Stanley with water. Okay, very good. We're staying hydrated. That's why I tell people, somebody asks me how I'm doing. I'm staying hydrated and minding my business. That's what I'm doing. Norma, how are you? How are you? Oh my gosh, I love to see you around these GLP-1 streets. They make my day. Oh, hello, Ramona. Happy Monday, Dee Dee. Hello, everyone. Yes, thank you. Oh, here's my girl, M to the B to the P. She says you have a meeting. You wanted to drop in and say hello. Thank you. Thank you for watching. We appreciate that. People are saying hello to her. Ooh, Shawnee says she got 6.5 hours of sleep. You've been getting 4. You scored 80 last night. I said, okay, but I woke up more times, right, to go to the restroom. It's that waking up, that drinking that water. That's why you kind of have to cut that water off if you can. For me and my bladder, I got to cut it off or I'll be up. Okay. And that's why I start my lives now a little bit after because I could be here right on time, right? I'm at home. But I go to the bathroom at the very last minute so I can sit here. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Look how fabulous you are. Oh my gosh, I love it. Love the chair. I can give me a chair like that. Oh, she says, I love your channel. It's really helping me on my journey. Well, I appreciate that. That's the goal, is to help people, right? Jeez Louise, that makes me feel good. So speaking of that, before we dive in, wait, the sleep of it all. If you want to tell us how much sleep you got, we would love to hear that. Got 4.49 hours. Ooh, with the CPAP, probably 6.5 overall. Now, what are you tracking your sleep on, Shawnee? I'm Shawnee. Anissa. I want to say Shawnee must have an Oura ring, right? Because it sounds like your data is similar to males. I'm tracking on this Fanny smartwatch right here. And whenever I had another 9.5 hour day last week, and I started to post it on my post, but I had so many posts up that day. I thought I'm not gonna hit it with another post. Jeez Louise. But yeah, so the sleep is important. Okay, so I never get more than 7 hours of sleep. I track on your on your CPAP and you're guessing when. Okay, all right, very good. All right, so before we go any further, I'm going to be on here on Wednesday. At first, I wasn't going to go live on Wednesday. Just because this is the first week my daughter's starting back school, and I didn't know how my schedule would look, but I'm feeling confident that I will be on here on Wednesday. So we're going to celebrate 10K subscribers. I just love that for myself. 10K subscribers. So we're going to talk more about that on Wednesday. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the video. So watch that video, the loose skin of it all. I thought I did a really nice job of just like talking about all, how my personal situation with loose skin. What else? I talk about, kind of why we get loose skin. And the more important part is how to fix it. Now, I interviewed, and I should have asked him to come back. Maybe I will. I didn't ask him. I've been so busy. My friend that's a plastic surgeon, he said, anytime you want me to come back, I'll come back. And I didn't have him come back. Shay, when are you having your procedure? I didn't ask him to, but I'm going to replay a previous video that he did. And so people who haven't seen it can see it. I put it in that video, the loose skin video, and I'm going to kind of narrate it maybe a little bit and chop it up because I just thought he did a nice job. Derek is very cerebral, which is kind of how you want your doctor, right? I don't want my doctor running around here quoting Jay-Z every 10 seconds and talking all, I want my doctor to be like up on it. And he is, I'm telling you, he is up on it. And so I'm going to repost that, and I'm just going to maybe put a little something at the beginning and break down the parts that people really want to know. And from what my experience since he's been on here, it's some things that people they can speed through that, and some people really focus in on certain things. So if I could get to that, my plan is to get that up on Thursday or Friday. And And so, yeah, that's what I plan to do. So we shall see. Now, my old computer, that video is kind of stuck in my old computer with my raw file. And my old computer is not working. And then my little storage thing has issues. So, usually if I say something, it's a done deal. But because of, this computer situation, I don't know. So whenever I can get it, hopefully I can recover my stuff. I'll let you guys know. Loose skin everywhere. Ooh, you lost over 100 pounds. Jeez, Louise. You said loose skin everywhere. I can imagine it. You know what? I think the bigger part is to me, the hardest part of the loose skin, because I'm one of those people that I don't plan on having any surgeries, but I just have the utmost respect for anybody who is brave enough to do that, because I'm not right now. A girl has a right to change her mind. I always say that, and I mean it. So I might be on here. I might, when I get down in my range that I want to be at, I might be in that mirror saying, and now some of these photos that I put up in that, I'm going to show some more that I didn't put up in the video. Some of these photos, I'm telling you, if I was looking like some of these photos, I might change my mind. So I'm just saying, and I give people a lot of credit that come out. I don't even want to show an elbow I don't even want to be like this, showing this on the lives or in my videos. I like to be fully clothed unless I'm weighing in or, you know. I like to have on clothes, honey. So when people are out there showing how they look before and after, I just respect that so much. And I just give them a lot of credit for being so brave and, and just putting it out there. And, I try to distort the pictures a little bit because, and some of these people, I try to find the pictures. I went to their site and they're like, feel free to, use this or whatever. Because, they want people to know I don't really put the heads on there because I just think, I don't know, I don't know. But anyway, I just think that's a tough situation. So anybody who shares that, I give you a lot of credit. That's all I'll say. I'll give you a lot of credit. You probably won't catch Downsizing Diva doing that. Okay, well, wait a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. Congratulations on 10K. It snuck up fast. I'm so proud of you. Oh, yeah. So, Mel and Simply Taisha, well, I will say Simply Taisha told me this a long time ago, so I will have to give her credit. And 2.0 Mommy. Do you guys watch those ladies? 2.0 Mommy, Simply Taisha, two of the great GLP-1 community members, and they're making videos over there. And Taisha might be on a little break, but 2.0 Mommy, and I say might because Taisha will pop up with the video. You just never know. And so, but they had been saying, like, you're going to be at 10K. And then Taisha specifically said, this was a while ago, at the end of the summer. And then so did Mel also said that. And I'm thinking, girl, no way. I just really never thought so. So anyway, I appreciate that. And people are actually watching these videos. So I love that for myself because, you can have a lot of views, but what really counts is that watch time. So not only do I have a lot of views, people are actually staying and watching. So I appreciate that. And, I'm just going to take that as I'm putting out quality content and I'm going to challenge myself to keep it going. So I do have a couple people that are supposed to tell me when I'm going down the wrong road. Let me know when I'm going down the wrong road because it's like the wild wild west out here in GLP-1 land. I also though like how everybody is different. I think us all trying to be the same, it's not even good in a crayon box. It's not good in the real world, right? So I let people be different, let people do them. And yeah, I love that. I love the differences of it all. It gives you something to look forward to. When everybody's the same, it's kind of like, how do you choose then? But now, because people are all so different doing their own thing, that we have choices. I love a good choice in the matter. Okay, thank you, Mel. Let me give you a thank you. Okay, here we go. I keep trying to get to Shay because I know she's having a procedure coming up here soon. Mel, looking fabulous. Jeez Louise. Now I say I like to be covered up. If I was looking like Mel, I might have my clothes off on this live stream. All right, so reset with Anissa. Ooh, you've lost. Oh my gosh! Now wait. Now I didn't give confetti to you or the other lady. Let's see, where is she? That lost that 100 pounds. I got to give the 100 pound crew. I wish I could put two comments up at once. What's up with that StreamYard? I want to be able to put two comments up. If there's a way and I just don't know it, somebody let me know. You fall asleep before using your CPAP. Oh man, somebody else said they lost. Oh, okay. Okay, so here we go. Over 100 pounds. What was I thinking? That deserves confetti. And wait a minute, I just love an over 100 pound loss. Now, not to diminish the other losses, because I have not lost 100 pounds. I've lost 88. So not to diminish the other losses, but over 100 pounds. I mean, it's just like being 100 years old. Who can't celebrate that? Like there is just, that's just amazing. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's see who else. Who just said they lost over 100 pounds? Was that Anissa? Uh, Oh my gosh. Jeez, Louisa Nissa. Good for you, honey. Okay, here we go. We got to give you some applause. And we got to give you some confetti. All right. So, let's see. Anybody else? Is anyone else saying anything? Oh, okay. So wait, Shay, I lost your comment. Now, Shay is my name twin. Jeez, Louise, what are you saying? You will be having another consultation in November. 6 months of stable weight that require is up. Ooh, hoo. So you maintained for 6 months. Your surgery hasn't been scheduled yet. Shay, you are so special. I hope you come on here and talk to me about your weight loss. I don't know. You might not want to be on camera. Um, but I just remember, what back when months and months ago, when you were having your struggles and plateaus or stalls and you weren't losing, and I was giving you encouragement, and now you can encourage me because you like got over that stall, you got to your goal, and you are living fabulous, and you have maintained. Not only have you lost, but you have maintained. Do you mind telling us what? And we know everybody is different. I'm just nosy. I just want to know to call me Nosy Rosie, but you're maintaining on what dose, if you don't mind telling us. Okay. All right. So Anissa, you are doing it, honey. You said you lost 60 in 2022 or 2022 and you maintained, and then you moved to Manjaro in 2025 and you lost 47. Well, we love that. Jeez, Louise, I know your body loves that. Good morning. How are you? Mitchie, how are you? Ooh, 9 hours. Oh my gosh, I love that. Love that, love that, love that. I'm telling you, one of the ways to look young and fabulous, and we know some of us aren't just aren't gonna be young looking, right? We can try, but part of that is getting that sleep. I mean, sleep really is it starts there at the sleep. I think a lot of times we think it starts at like, the eating, the moving, and all of that. It really starts at the sleep. So I'm going to say a couple of things I had going for me before the GLP-1 journey. I'm not during when I started making these videos, I started like being in a work mode, and I'm like, I can't go to sleep until I finish. I can't go to sleep because I had a full-time job, full-time mom, full-time daughter, doing all these things. And that's not even my social life. That's just the stuff I have to do, right? That's not even the optional stuff. And so, but one of the things I was doing was I was getting sleep and I was drinking water. So I was doing those two things. So those are two things I had working for me before this GLP-1. You are a deep sleeper. Yeah. And I think being in that deep sleep, that REM sleep is so important. A lot of people sleep, but it's like light sleep, which is not the best sleep, right? You are so welcome. Oh, Kim, another 100 pound. Oh my goodness. 114 pounds, planning on the loose skin. What? Okay, so many of you. Maybe I have to put a poll up and see if I could get Dr. Cody back on here, because I just think to be able to ask an actual plastic surgeon. And what I love about Dr. Cody is he used to put smiles on kids' faces that were born with deficiencies or deformities, and he would give them a smile. Don't you just, I don't want to cry right now because I just love that. So he has the best heart. He's a great surgeon. And I mean, you go to him, he's going to mark you up though. You know how you go in there and you're like, oh, I just want to get my chin, and you come out and they tell you need your chin, your arm, your nose, your elbow, your toes, everything needs to go. Everything must go. And I haven't been in there, but a friend has been in some plastic surgeons, and they came out with all this stuff they needed to do. And it's like, oh, I just came in here for a tummy tuck. Okay, come on now. Jeez Louise. So I'm not saying he does that, but I'm just saying. He's no nonsense. Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love that. Okay. So before I get into the rest of these comments, let's see. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait. We gotta recognize Shani. Hear about her journey too on her channel over there. Anissa as well. 112 pounds down since May of 2025. Maintain a good amount of muscle, but you do have some loose skin. It's inevitable. No planning surgery. Yes. Oh, Shani, look at you. And you're looking fabulous. We got to give you some confetti and some applause. I'm telling you, anybody who loses that amount of weight, I mean, geez, Louise, I'm sure you're going to have hanging skin. And, one of the things I talk about in that video is just learning to embrace it. Hold up. Wait a minute. The 80 Club is in the house. I didn't want to focus on me, but let's focus on you, Queen. How are you? 83 pounds. Here we go. Let's give her some confetti and applause. Please, Louise. We love that. I love that. Very good. Okay. All right. I mean, those are just large chunks of weight to lose. I mean, geez, Louise, I just can't believe that. People are saying congratulations. So before we get into our topic, because if you clicked on here for the live stream and you came for this topic, we're at 28 minutes in. That's just like how we like to chat with each other. But anyway, I want to take you guys really quick to my daughter's poll, because we're going to do another one in here. But before we do that, I got to tell you, my daughter's starting school. She's a fashionista, and you can see what team I'm on. Team, team pink. But my daughter was saying, "Mom, she it's so funny. Do you remember those days? Did you guys ever used to do that? Get your outfit out and ready to go." So she has her outfit out, ready to go. She comes in here. I was in my office working on something. She comes in here and she's like, "Mom, which shoe looks better?" And so I was like, "Well, you got to put them on. Put on one and put on the other." So she did, and I told her my opinion. Well, you could tell she didn't really agree with that, and she was like, "I can't decide." And I said, "Well, you'll know the day of." And she said, "Well, can you put it on your can you ask your Diva family so they could help me decide?" So I was like, "Oh, sure, I'll put up a post." So we took a few pictures. So I'm going to show you the pictures if you didn't see the post, and we're going to do a vote in here. So I was telling my inner circle friends yesterday, I said, this is a way for her to do math and get reading in, because I could have put up a poll on my community post where people just put, pink or blue, but I wanted people to make comments so she could actually read the comments. So, and she read all the comments. So I love that. So that was a way of me getting her to read them. And now she's going to, at the end of the day today, before school starts, she's going to do the math and figure out how many people chose blue, how many people chose pink, and then she's going to make her choice. So I just love that. Okay, so I'm going to take you over to now. Hopefully this goes well. Jeez Louise. Okay, all right. Just because I'm trying to get used to working my new computer. So it says share my screen. Oh, no. They want to record this computer screen and audio. No, we don't need to record the audio. Okay, so let me see. Okay, all right. So okay, so let me know if you guys can see it. All for love. I love that name. Welcome in. Okay, let me know if you guys can see this screen. Oh, yeah, you can see it. I'm looking at it. Okay, so I want to show you her shoes because we're gonna vote in here for the people who didn't vote, or you can vote twice. I mean, geez, Louise. All right, can I make it bigger? It's not letting me make it bigger. Okay. See, can you kind of see the shoe? That's her outfit. We gotta iron it. But she has on I was trying to make this bigger so you can see it. It's not going to let me. I should have put it in here, but you guys get it. You could also go click on it. But those are the shoes. It's a blue. If people said, my dad said the same thing, Mel. He thought that was a gray shoe. No, it's blue. It's like a blue. And then that's a pink. Look at that little pink Adidas shoe. So cute. And so she has the sweater. She wants to wear a white shirt up under it, the denim skirt. She has on her little belt. And yeah, so which one? And you can see it better here. All right, that's it. Okay. So which one do you vote for? And I'm going to tell you, I just love I love the pink of it all. So, but what do you guys think? So let me put up the poll. And what are we voting for? So which color shoes should my daughter wear with her outfit? Put a 1 for blue. Don't just write the name. If you want it to count, you got to put 1 or 2. 1 is blue. Those aren't gray, they're blue. 1 is blue, 2 is pink. 1 is blue and 2 is pink. 1 is blue and 2 is pink. Are you guys voting? Can you put your vote? You got to can you put 2? If you said pink, put 2. If you can. All right. Do you have to put the number for it to register? So blue or the pink. And the blue, people love the blue because it has that lace with it. She has some good comments. I love the comments so she can see. As a fashionista, it's good to get insights into the other fashionistas. Hey, Miss V, how are you? Sharon, how are you? Blue True, how are you? Oh my God, the people are in here. All right, what do you guys think? Can I vote? Let me see. I'm gonna vote. I don't think I voted. I'm gonna vote. You missed it. Oh, okay, go back. Go. I don't know if you're on a Hey, Carol. Oh, ooh, Norma, can you put 2 in the chat? It's because it'll register on the on the poll. StreamYard just have to be difficult. Jeez, Louise. All right, I'll give you another minute. 10:41. We're gonna move on. More votes, more votes. So we either got 1 or 2. 1 is blue, 2 is pink. All right, Mel. She says, okay, so I'm gonna put your little votes up here real quick, and then we're gonna move on. This will be helpful for that math. The more she has to think. The more votes, the higher the number, the more she has to think. Okay, so we got a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 1. We got a 2, a 2. This is technically a 2, a 1, a 2, and a 1. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Ooh, she's not gonna like that. And it's so funny because I told her, she said, can I respond to people? I said, yeah, you can respond. And so I look and she's typing and she's putting all these emojis on there. And I'm like, why is she putting emojis? Like a bunch of emojis. And when I tell you she put all these emojis of blue, I said, no, you cannot influence people. You're going to have people voting because they know you like that. No, no, no. So I had to make her delete that out of there. All right. So anyway, so thank you for indulging me and voting for that. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Now, my question for you is, how about this question for you guys? Now, in here, you have to put a 1, 2, or a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in order for it to show. Okay. All right. So what is or was, because a lot of you are in maintenance, not a lot, but some of you are in maintenance. What is or was the hardest part of being on a GLP-1 for you? What is or was? And I'm going to say for me, it changed. At first, it used to be 2, and now I'm going to say it's 1. But if I have to go with the majority of my journey, I'm just going to put, I'm going to say 1. It used to be Now the food part. But before it used to be the exercise. It's like, don't you feel like that once you get one thing under control, something else goes awry? It's like, geez, Louise, can I have it all going on at one time? All right, let's see. Ooh, people are putting four. What is four again? Oh, the side effects. Okay. So we got eating and nutrition is one, two is exercise, three is sleep, and four is side effects. Oh, we got a hey, Ocean, how are you? Oh, we got another one. Okay. All right, very good. It's 10:42. Ooh, Guru, we have three. Okay, sleep. All right. We got more eating and so far eating and nutrition. We got four side effects. We got another sleep. Okay. All right. All right. So today, thank you for voting. Ooh, Leanne, how are you? Welcome in the chat. Let's see. I love somebody I don't. Oh, look how cute. I love a good profile pic. Very cute. You said one, especially yesterday. What happened yesterday, Blue True? Ooh, what's your hardest part? Tell us. I can only do four choices. Um, so yeah, I was gonna do something else, but I only could do four choices. You said one. Okay. You're pretty new. Okay. Yeah. And I can imagine that would be a hard start. Chani, what's yours? I'm glad you came in here. Thank you, Leanne. We love that. Love the red lips too. Sharon, how are you with the three? Okay, what was three again? Okay, when I put those comments up, it takes off the. Okay, what was three again? Let me go. Okay, three was sleep. Okay, all right, very good. So it looks like eating and nutrition is the top one. Then sleep is two. Sleep is the top. Sleep. Geez, Louise. Okay, then eating and nutrition. Then we have exercise, and then we have side effects. Okay, very good. Oh my goodness. Okay, I love that. All right, so the sleep of it all. All right, very good. So I want to talk about GLP-1 confessions today. Is there something you guys are doing or not doing on this GLP-1? I guess the first thing I would need to know is, first of all, how long have you been on your journey? Let's talk about that. So things we don't like to admit about the GLP-1. And, before we get started, I always want to put up this medical disclaimer. This content is for informational, educational purposes only, does not constitute medical advice. Hopefully, you do have a doctor that you can call for some support whenever you need it. So, how long have you been on your journey? Let's start with that question, because I think that is going to be helpful as I'm looking at these comments. Somebody's birthday weekend. Is your birthday weekend this coming weekend, Blue? Or was it last weekend? Blue, true. Okay. So, May 16th, 2025. Okay, very good. All right, so that's over a year. Very good. A year and what, 6 months? Okay, so, Angela, how are you? Love the fabulous pic, of course. 6 months. Okay, 7 months. Okay, all right, very good. So we got a year, we got 6 months, 7 months, me 2.5 years. How about that? I'm gonna put mine up 2.5 years. Okay. Oh, that's a long time. Downsizing Diva. Thank you, Anissa. Affordability. I started to put that, Shawnee. I did, but I thought, okay. I only had four, so I wanted to go with that. Okay, so Blue True, you got to tell us when your birthday is. Ooh, wait a minute. It says my computer's gonna go to sleep unless I charge it. Jeez, Louise. Okay. Phew. Thanks for the reminder. I would have just went out. Jeez, Louise. Okay. So 5 weeks in. We got 5 weeks in. Okay, very good. So I would still consider you a newbie. I think after 6 months, I would consider you not a newbie. And I thought I was a newbie all the way up until 1 year after. I thought I was a newbie when I say YouTube, I consider myself a newbie, even when up till I got to year 2. But somebody said like, oh, a rookie in football is for the first year, right? So after a year, I guess you're not a rookie anymore. So for the GLP-1s, I think 6 months in is pretty good. Okay. All right. Oh, so Kim and I are 20, 2.5 years. Okay. Oh, it was this past weekend. Okay, very good. Happy birthday. So we got to sing happy birthday. I love that. Okay, anybody else? What is your time? And then while we're talking about that, we're gonna get into the confessions of it all. And I'll start with my confession. And I don't know if it's a confession because I think I've kind of said it already. Ooh, this week marks 9 months on Zepbound, giving my 36. Ooh, very good. I love that. Okay, all right, 36 shot. Doses of Shawnee, 15 months. Very good. Jeez Louise, we got a lot of experience up in here. All right, let's sing happy birthday to True. We love a good birthday. Jeez Louise. Okay. Happy birthday to True. Happy birthday, Blue True. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. I love that. Love a good birthday. I hope you're feeling fabulous. Jeez, Louise, I always say it's another opportunity. God has given you another opportunity to get it together, right? Get it right. We love that. All right. Ooh, almost. You're looking good. You're looking for good info, ladies. Okay, yes, right, because they're almost 1.5 years. Very good. So we got some experience up in here. Okay, so what is a confession? I'm going to tell you one thing about your GLP-1 weight loss, if you can share with us in the chat that you don't normally admit to. And I'm going to tell you, I know some of these people, even though we're making videos, I'm trust you, it's some things that they're probably doing that they're probably not sharing. And that's okay, right? You have a right to share what you want to share or not. But I'm going to tell you, mine is, well, I probably have two, and they're kind of recent. My first confession is I have not weighed in a long time. I weighed in after my DD trip when I came back. That was in July. I weighed in after the trip because I thought, did I gain? Did I lose? Did I maintain? And I pretty much gained a couple pounds. And then I got back on the scale after that, and I was back at my same weight, which I've been at, right? And so since then, so I have not, in the whole month of August, I have not been on the scale. Have I been on the scale in the whole month of August? No. I have not been on the scale. So I said this, I was going to go off of my clothes, and all my clothes are fitting, which are good. And yeah, I just wanted to break up with the scale. I just thought I didn't want it to stress me out, and stress makes me emotional, and emotional makes me eat, and I don't want to eat. So in order to not have that emotional eating stress, I thought, and I'm just going to go balls to the wall. And another thing that has happened after my DD's meetup, I came back, it was my birthday. And then after my birthday, it was retirement stuff. I was going to retirement parties, meeting for retirement things. And so yeah, I just was doing all kind of stuff that really, it was not in my normal eating plan. I wasn't really meal prepping. I haven't really meal prepped like I normally meal prep. I meal prep here and there, but I haven't really been on a consistent schedule, which a lot of times in the summer, that's what happens with teachers, right? Or educators, because we're used to being so disciplined, and then we're off our schedule, and then, we kind of fall off. And so that kind of happened with it. This happens with me every summer. Now I've still been able to pretty much maintain that. Before I probably would have gained like 10, 15 pounds. So, and who knows, I could have, I just don't feel like I have. And my clothes are still fitting, and I'm still fitting into stuff that I thought I can't get into that, and I could get into that. So I'm going with the clothes and how the clothes feel and the size of the clothes, but that doesn't mean I didn't gain. So when I get back on that scale, I'm going to report in and let you know. But for right now, I just feel so much comfortable. And honestly, in my real life, I wouldn't even care about weighing in and what the scale said, because I'm not a big scale person, even before the GLP-1, because it just plays with my, mental. I know people who weigh in every day. I know people who weigh in every time they eat, and I don't want to do that. Now, for some people, it kind of what a lot of people tell me it like kind of gets you on track, right? Like if you get on there and you see something that every day it helps you focus your week. I think that's great. But for me, it's never been beneficial for me in that way. So I don't do it. I don't really weigh in I don't weigh in every day. And then it's been times though when I was really focused on losing and I was so excited and I couldn't wait to that Sunday to weigh in. I would weigh in, like that Friday or Saturday morning if I could catch a morning. And like if it was a time where we didn't have school on a Friday and I could get, weigh in after I get up and get settled. And so I would catch myself doing that because I just like, I know I had a good week. And guess what? When I knew I had a good week and I didn't lose, guess what it would do to my mentality? I would be so disappointed. And honestly, weight is not necessarily going to show up on that fifth day, right? If you're weighing in every week, that fifth day is not the seventh day. And according to what I've been reading with this, medication, sometimes your weight loss might not show up for 2 days after your injection, whenever that is. So it just depends. And I know a lot of people wait around their injection or wait on their injection day. So it's a lot of nuances to this medication. And now that I'm getting on it, figuring it out, I said, I'm not going to let being on here kind of distract me from what I know is good for my mental, right? Because people want to know, you know what I'm saying? Like I got to do what is best for me and in my situation. So, and I'm pretty sure if somebody saw me on here, gaining weight because you gain in your face, I gain in my face, and people, trust me, you guys don't have to let me know. My dad's gonna let me know. He looked at me yesterday. I was over there for a while, and he didn't say I gained, looked like I had gained weight. So I figured I probably did not. And not for nothing, my daughter who's here with me every day, she would tell me like, oh, you're getting chunky, or your face is chunky, or something is chunky. But my goal has been to chunk up my face a little bit. So this is another thing I have to admit. If I have put on a couple of pounds, I'm okay with that because I was having this crepey skin. You guys, if you have been on here, it was so bad. You could see it in some of my other videos. Like I look at those videos and actually I'm kind of proud of it because I feel like it means like I was really losing, right? But I got to a point where my face was so I feel like chiseled in, my cheeks wasn't as plump. Now, I don't know if I always say this, I don't know if it's the weight, maybe putting on a few pounds, or I don't know if it's these products I'm using to try to plump up my skin so that my face is not looking like I have an Ozempic face. And really, it's not so much my face, it's my neck. Like that neck is what does it. So now when I turn, and I notice even slim people, when I turn, now you can see some, looks like my chin. Before you couldn't see anything. It was like this with creepy skin, creepy skin. Now I got a little bit of whatever. And I was looking at some other people that are like probably 110 pounds or so. When a woman goes to the side, some of these podcasts I look at, even they have a little bit of chin, and they're probably like 100 pounds less than me because I'm 220. So, and they're like 120. So I just think that that's something you're going to have. Now, I'm not talking about like big double chins. I'm just talking about a little chin fat thing up here. And I really like that. So if I could continue to lose and keep my same face, which I know I can't because you can't spot reduce, I would love that, but I don't know that that's going to happen. So in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to have to figure something out. And I will say, if you saw my latest live stream where we talked about the products of it all, the hair, the skin, and the nails, male to the B, not for nothing. She's probably in that weight range I just talked about, and probably, in that weight range or a little bit even less. And look how good her face looks. It doesn't look like she has Ozempic face or she lost too much. And I think that's the kind of losing we want to do. Now, you might be okay. Some people might say, I want my face to look like that. I say, good for you. I embrace whatever other people embrace about themselves. Like, who am I to tell you how to look? I just know how I want to look. So there's that. Okay, so what do you guys say? So those are my two confessions that I want my face to be a little bit plump. And if that means like not getting to my goal weight and my goal range and dipping my toe in the normal category, I'm okay with that. And also a second now I have lady have a right to change her mind now. Let's just say that. But and not being on that scale. And you know what? I don't plan to get on the scale anytime. Well, maybe I will. I go to the doctor. So I go to the doctor in October. I know me, and I'm going to be on that scale at least 30 days probably before I go to that doctor so I can see what that weight is looking like, right? But it is what it is. I used to do that diet down. I don't plan on trying to diet down to get to that doctor because I really want her to know how the medication is working for me or not. And I'm really curious about my A1C and how this 15 has helped my A1C, the 15 milligrams. And I don't want it to go down too low. So if that 15 tanks my A1C down under 5.4, I'm going to be going back to 12.5. Because I feel the exact same, honestly. Not the exact same. Oh, it's a little bit more. I'm not gonna say that. I gotta talk about this 15 one of these days. It's a different feeling being on this highest dose. But anyway, I digress. What are you guys saying? What are your confessions? Remember that Usher song? These are my confessions. Okay, so what are you guys confessing? Ooh, I have to admit, I love it. Starts out with that. Okay. All right. People are saying happy birthday to Blue True. She says, thank you for my birthday song. You are a superstar. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Okay, so you have to admit, I only told him, oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. I'm telling you, so many people are not telling their friends and family that they're on a GLP-1. And I think it's because they don't want people to take away the credit that they did this on their own or criticize, right? But I think more so people are feeling like if they tell the credit of what they did is going to take away from that. Or people might say like, oh girl, you're crazy, you're online talking about this, or you're in this GLP-1 community. And right now we are the pioneers, and I always say that we're the pioneers. So we're like the people who are stepping out on faith with this medication, right? And somebody said in one of the live streams that they feared that people will come out and say something's wrong with this medication, you shouldn't take it, stop taking it. And I'm saying even if they do, because that's not impossible. We know every weight loss situation that came out where this medication or supplement was working, down the road they found out that it was not that great for your heart or something else was going on. And I say, for me, I'm okay with that now, unless it was something very deceptive, because I don't want to be on here saying that and get myself x'd out of a lawsuit. But I'm saying, unless it was something totally deceptive, like with the tobacco companies and all that, it's a risk that I was willing to take because I was at a greater risk, I think, walking around 300 plus pounds, being a type 2 diabetic, having high blood pressure, bordering on being, having issues with my cholesterol. So I think this was a smart move for me. Now, as far as my metabolic, numbers, I always like to talk about that because I say, you could be skinny, fat, and you could be skinny and unhealthy. You could be thin and not necessarily in the best shape. So what are your metabolic numbers looking at? A lot of people who are slim, drop down and don't get back up because they have heart attacks. Things are going on with their arteries, they're blocked. And so, yeah, you don't have to necessarily be thin to be healthy, right? So you can be thin and not. So that's why we say go and get your numbers done. Take those blood tests, and I would follow up every 3 to 6 months if you can. If your insurance doesn't cover it and you can't afford it, at least check in once or twice a year. And I would venture to say twice a year. If you have to give up Starbucks for so many weeks to be able to afford that blood test, that blood panel, comprehensive blood panel, I would say do that. So yeah, so I would say, your waist, do you know how the size of your waist? That's important. That's one of the metabolic health factors. They're trying to get away from this whole BMI, but it kind of correlates with that. Your triglycerides, your LDL, your bad cholesterol, your good cholesterol, your triglycerides. those are indicators of how your body is functioning metabolically, right? So we want to know that your hormones, if you are a lady or a man, there's a such thing as andropause for men. But if you are a woman, check out your hormones. What are they doing? How much estrogen do you have? And also, I think it's important to even know where you're at on your journey to womanhood. Are you premenopausal? Are you perimenopausal? Are you menopausal? Are you postmenopausal? Do you not know? And I would say if you're in that category that you don't know, find out. There are tests you can take. And if your doctor doesn't take it, go to an independent lab, and that you can figure out where your hormone levels are, how much estrogen you have. And I think that's one of the things, a lot of times people have said, I lost weight and I have hot flashes. I have brain, freeze, my brain fog. I'm not feeling very good. And they can't pinpoint it. A lot of times it's those hormones. It's the menopause situation of it all. So I would go and I would get that figured out. It was not until I started doing this GLP-1 content did I realize that so many people aren't regularly going to the doctor. Some people don't even have a PCP, like a primary care professional, a doctor that they go to. And there is no judgment, right? Because I know people and a lot of times it's because people don't have insurance, so they don't go. But I'm telling you, I know so many people, even people I worked with for years, who never went and used the free insurance. I mean, it's not free. We're paying for it, right? We pay a premium. But you know what I'm saying? To go, you don't pay anything to do preventative services with my job. Now I will take that back. I guess it's a copay now, but for years and years and years, it was Cadillac insurance. You didn't even pay to go. You never had a copay just to go and get a mammogram or anything preventative. Now it's a little bit of a copay, but $25 or $5 or $10 to know whether you have something that if you don't catch it early, it's going to take you out of here. I think it's more than worth it, right? It's like, it's more than worth it. So I'm saying go and get those things done. I don't know who got me off on this tangent, but I just think it's such value in telling people, if I'm on here, I'm going to be helping folks. And I just think get that mammogram. I just had mine as a woman. Get the mammogram, check yourself out. I like to get the 3D one where they can see everything, where I got all this stuff going on. My breast tissue is dense, so I get the one where they can really see everything. So get that one if you can, especially if you lost a lot of weight. If you've never been, this is the time to go. Establish that baseline so they can know what's going on with you. I really, and if you have a woman in your family that's had some breast, cancer or anything going on, you definitely should go talk to your doctor, but go. And then a colonoscopy. You have to get that colonoscopy. That is taking young people out so fast, is people getting colon cancer. And we know why. It's all this sugar that we're eating and all the processed foods. And people might say, that, why would you still eat it? Because it's addictive. And anything that's addictive, you're not just going to kick to the curb right away. I wish we all could, right? I'm sure it's things that we all do that we know we shouldn't do, but we just indulge. And that's just what we do. So I say, especially if you are someone who is lost a bunch of weight, I think if you're on a GLP-1, a colonoscopy should be one of those tests you take ASAP, because it's slowing down our digestion. A lot of us have constipation, even eating fiber, and the medication works in that way where it's slowing things down. Your body is different. And I think having, knowing what's going on up there in your colon is essential, right? So if you don't do anything else, get those 2 tests. And then I would say establish that blood work, that baseline. You just need to do that. So that's my PSA for the day. My PSA for the day. Okay, so what are you guys saying? Okay, I got off on that tangent. Okay, so a lot of people, I think, V, are with you on that. You're thinking about moving away from daily weighing. I'm telling you, it has set me free. I don't normally admit that I'm tired and burnt out on strength training, and I don't count calories anymore. Yes. Yeah. And you can get burnt out. I think a couple of, vibes ago, we talked about being overwhelmed with doing everything on the GLP-1. You're counting calories, you're strength training, you're doing this, you're doing that. The lists are over. You see these videos out, and I shout them out. I'm not bashing anybody because, I've probably made those videos too, where you talk about 10 things you need to do to be successful, 15 things you need to do to be successful. It's like, geez, oh man, can I just get 2 things? So that's why I put out a challenge in one of my videos, and I've mastered this one. Now, the second one, I'm gonna have to tackle this one. But the first one was taking your injection consistently. So if you're watch that video and you were a newbie, especially, the challenge is don't skip it. Even when you're going to what do you call that? Where you go to on a vacation or you're going to a party. A lot of times people skip the medication because they want to drink alcohol or they want to be able to eat some rich foods. And I say, don't do that. Take your injection anyway. So I've been challenging myself, and I've never had to do that. So it's really not a challenge to me. But I've been challenging myself to, when I do go to those events where I know it's going to be, I don't drink. So that's easy for me. But I know it's going to be rich foods. I try to eat something fiber and bulky before I go, like rich, protein or fiber. So I'm kind of not full, but I can eat a little bit less, because I notice when I go to those events and I'm hungry, and or I'm like, oh gosh, I've been waiting to eat, and it's like I'm eating whatever. And so, and even though I can't eat a lot of it, I still really don't want to do that, because I notice when you do eat off of your normal program and you get some sweets, it causes cravings. And so, I mean, that's the last thing I need on this is cravings. Thank you for admitting that. Oh, you're the cheesecake queen. Oh my gosh. And my daughter, you said, but any kind they want for birthdays. Luckily, it's mostly wintertime, but that's my only guilty pleasure this year. And I went to the Cheesecake Factory, and my daughter wanted to go there after her surgery she had, and we had cheesecake, and I'm telling you, it's not the same. It was so sweet. I didn't love it. And I just thought to myself, like, okay, I don't have to eat this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the fact that it was so sweet that it made me not even want to eat it. So I love that. And have you had that when you cut out eating something really sweet and then you go to eat it? It's like it's too sweet. So that's what these GLP-1s have done for me. Everything seems sweet, like to the next level. Okay, all right, Norma. Oh, I only told my family and one friend because I can't understand why people still judge when all you're trying to do is improve your health. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I know people haven't told, and it's like it's a treatment. So in a way, I get it when people say I don't want to be judged and stuff, but I think too, it's your business, right? It's like, are you telling people all the medication you're taking? And I think that one of the reasons why I readily tell people if they ask. Now, I don't go and promote it on social media. Well, I haven't like been on Facebook saying, guess what? And people say you look nice or whatever. I just take the compliment and keep it moving. But I don't go, yeah, thank you, I'm on the GLP-1. Now at work, it's a couple people who asked me, and I told them, at work, like, because I consider them more in the friend category. But or some people who I knew were struggling with weight issues, and I thought, okay, if I say this, maybe they'll ask me about it and want to take it as well. So I do have said it to some people, but yeah, for the most part, I just think whatever you decide to do, it's your business. I mean, it really is. Your neck is acting up. Yeah, that neck is no joke. Jeez Louise. You're going to be traveling soon. You have to put your meds in people's fridges, so you're concerned about that. Are these people that know or don't know? Because maybe there's a clever way you could cover it up if you're still trying to like keep your business to yourself. I'm gonna have to look into that. I know they have like some traveling things, but if you travel with the cooler and you normally don't, um, are they gonna ask like, well, hey, what is this? And I would just say, I got this medication. My doctor wants me to keep it cool, or I don't know, whatever you would say. Oh, that's a good one, because you got to put it in other people's fridges. So we had to figure out what could she say, guys, for that. Mel says, how often are you strength training? 3 times a week. Okay, I admit I purposely slowed my weight loss down. One reason due to how thin my face and neck is. Yes, I remember you saying that. That's a real thing. And I'm not even as far along as you, and I felt it. I mean, and I think what is even worse for us, Shawnee, is we're seeing ourselves on video. I think people don't understand how I'm not a vain person, like looking at myself and like, like, oh my gosh, geez Louise, I'm really not. But when you see yourself on camera and you're like, oh my gosh, it's like you could tweak this, you could tweak that. I can see how people can get bogged down with that. I don't take myself that seriously. But then, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is something that I don't know if I admitted this yet, but I have like all these beauty kind of brands reaching out, and I'm thinking, I'm 50. Do they know I'm 54? Because it's with some young folks, but I guess, our age group, I say my age group, if you're in the 50s, we are a age group that actually has money to spend, right, on products. And we're buying products that help us look good. We're wearing clothes. We want to look good. No longer, I was reading somewhere 20 years ago, the life expectancy in the US and all other places was in the 50s. Now we're in the 70s and 80s, mostly the 80s. And so we're living longer, and people realize you want to spend money. And I haven't really taken anybody up on this, but I thought to myself, I don't want to be into like, look how I'm looking. Now I'm just on here easy breezy. If my hair looks great, great. If it doesn't, great. But if somebody's paying me to look a certain way, it's like that's when the pressure is on. And am I ready for that? Absolutely not. So thank you for admitting that, Shawnee. I can relate to that. I mean, I can relate. And you're on camera, and I know you're because other than this, I only look at myself when I'm in the morning, like, doing my little skincare, and at night. I'm not in the mirror any other times looking at myself, seeing how I'm looking, seeing how my hair's looking, unless I'm like going somewhere for the day. Other than that, I'm not looking at myself. So to see myself, on here or when a video is playing back, it's like, geez, Louise, you look at yourself like, dang. So it's something else. Jeez, Louise. Okay, so Mitchie says, if I don't eat, it makes me hungry. That's the biggest difference for me. And I now have to eat at least 2 meals. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think a lot of folks aren't eating on these GLP-1s. And that's why so many people gain the weight back as soon as they stop taking it. So for all the people who say, I'm going to lose weight real fast, get to my goal, and then I'll be able to maintain without the medication. Eli Lilly and Novo is saying, no, 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 not so fast. And I see why, because your appetite comes back. So just imagine if you're eating 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 calories, and your appetite is suppressed, and then now you get off the medication and your appetite comes back. And the way they say, when it comes back with a vengeance. What are you going to do? I don't care how many healthy lifestyle things you have in place. I just think it's going to be hard, especially if you have the disease of obesity, which is all those metabolic factors, and you've been overweight like me since a child. You've been chunky on and off, and you've had all these struggles for 45 plus years. It's just going to be harder to maintain, because if I can maintain even what I have now without the medication, I would do it. I just don't know that I can. And I'm not trying to try it right now. So I say, if you can do it, great. And you probably are somebody who did not have the disease of obesity if you can do it. But when that food noise comes back, and then people who have never had food noise, that's another thing too. If you've never had food noise, I would imagine it would probably be a little bit easier to get off of it. You're a slow responder, so you tend to want to revert back to some of your extreme. Yes, yes, me too. You are so, I am telling you, I can relate to that. I was thinking like, geez, oh man, that was one of my thoughts when I came back and I got on that scale and I was a couple pounds up. I thought, oh my gosh, I was thinking of all the quick fixes, and I'm not going to do a quick fix. I just said, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to live my regular life. And you remember how I just said, when I go to the doctor, I always 30 days before that doctor, I'm getting on the scale. And I had to say to myself, in this moment, on this live, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go and let her see what she sees. You know what I'm saying? Before that, I would do some kind of dieting down, so I was a certain weight when I got to the doctor. So just getting over that mindset. And I say to myself, if I have 40 years of doing something a certain way, Is it just going to change in 2.5 years? Probably not. Now I know they say, oh, it takes 14 days for a habit. Or 20 some 21 days for a habit to be broken. And I think that's true, but this is not the same thing. This is not a habit that's that easy to break. This is like your life. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Okay. Maybe you could consider letting go of one day and using it for some calisthenics. 2 days a week has been shown enough to give your body that signal. Okay, very good. Okay, so Mel is giving Shawnee some compliments on her looks. We love that. I'm still losing, but slower, 2 to 4 pounds monthly. I'm okay with even 1 pound as long as my muscle rate is good. This is the only live I've been interrupted by the ads. Is this a new YouTube thing? No, 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 no. This is not new. I've always had ads on my live streams, but now the ads should be on the top. Are they on the top or are they taken off? Because when I go on people's live streams and they have ads, they were supposed to put a new thing where you can see, the top. You can see the top, and then the ad is on the bottom, or the ad is on the top, the person's on the bottom. And I just, if I just really, most of the time I leave the ads playing because I know that's how content creators, get also money from the ad. So I let it play but it's so funny. I feel like the ads sometimes when I'm on these live streams and they're not necessarily in the GLP-1 community, I feel like the ad comes when it's a point you want to hear. And it's like, oh man. But so I let the ad play out. Now I know in the past it used to. Now I'm on StreamYard, so StreamYard could be different. I don't know. But I know in the past I used to click off because I was like, oh, I don't want to miss the conversation, but the whole screen would be gone. Now it's supposed to be a split screen. So do you guys see a split screen? I don't know. Mel, I think that focusing on all of this for over 2 years yes, yes. And that is so true. And unless you've been somebody who's doing it for 2 years, I don't think you understand, right? And so if you're somebody who dropped all your weight within 6 months or a year, and you might be still doing all the things, but 2 years in, that's a long time. I'm at 2.5 years. So that's why I don't care what anybody says. It's a struggle, especially when you don't get to your goal as quick as you want to get to your goal. So yeah, that makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. And I don't think sometimes people think about that. They just think like, oh, I'm watching this content creator. She's not losing weight or they're not doing this and doing that. And I think you could get burned out real quick. And not actually, I'm not really burned out. That's why, I'm doing different things on my channel, keeping my interest. I'm trying to learn. I'm using this. I feel like if I'm not going to lose weight, and I know some people have taken different routes with their channel, but I think if I'm stuck in a rut, I'm going to do all the research I can. And it really is not a rut. Maybe it's my body saying, I really like the size you're at. I think you're cute too. Let's stay here. And I'm saying, no. But my body is saying, I want to stay here. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to learn all I can learn until it starts going again, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I know some people have chosen not to talk about weight or to switch things on their channel. I don't plan on doing that at all. If I feel like I still have lost a nice amount of weight, and I can relate to all those people who are out there saying, I'm still trying to get to my goal. You are my people. Because I am too. So I love that. And I think though we have to stop with this idea of we got to do more. We got to do more. Sometimes it's a matter of doing less. And that is so true. And it may not be for you, but for other people, it may be that you need to stop doing so much. Calm it down, sister. Calm it down. I don't know. I have premium, but I know there are ads in general for popularized monetized channels. These ones, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. And you also have to think, I always say this, if YouTube is going to make money off of you being on here, just doing things, why not you? You got to think about it like that. And I know on the live streams, they have opportunities for people to give a super chat. They have opportunities for people to join your membership. If you're not a member, I think it's $2.99 a month to join. It's like 2 tiers. So become a member. That's a way you can support too. But yeah, somebody told me to start, and I was on another live stream and this lady was talking about doing lives in the morning, and she said, "Do buy me a coffee and put that up, so that's a way people can support without YouTube." And Mel will tell you, everybody who knows on here, I'm not really on here promoting buy this, buy that, give this, give that, but I am gonna do the buy me a coffee. So if people want to buy me a coffee, because my coffee normally lasts me for a whole year now. I gotta buy new coffee. I'm headed to buy new coffee when I'm out here. So cheers to that. When I get off here, my daughter and I are going to the store. I'm gonna buy coffee. So unfortunately, I know coming on here watching content creators and stuff, unfortunately, YouTube is a business, and actually YouTube has been making some changes on their situation. So you're going to probably be seeing content creators, and not maybe in this genre, but if you're watching other places, you might see some strange things because YouTube is not playing. They didn't came out with some different things going on, and to make themselves more money. So yeah. So there's that. But anyway, I'm glad you're here, honey. I'm glad you're here. If the ad is double and you could leave it up, leave it up. If you want to get it off because you want to get back to this live, I do that too. Whatever you want to do. I'm just glad you're here. Wait a minute. I got some jewels. Oh, I love a good jewel. Thank you. How are you, BJ? Thank you for the jewels. Let me give you a thank you. I love a good jewel. A floating heart. I appreciate that. All right, here we go. Wait a second. Thank support the content creators is give those jewels if you have jewels. I love that. Okay, so let's see. You have food noise, but I do now. Oh, you didn't have it, but you have it now. So what are you gonna do? Are you afraid? Jeez, Louise. Okay, BJ said, BJ, wait a minute. Let me check out your profile pic. Love the glasses. We're 20. Well, we're 20. Will you have one pink? I love the pink. I love a good turtleneck. And I'm gonna tell you guys, now my neck is better. I've been using this cream, but I'm trying to see if I don't want to promote this cream and, I can't liken it to that cream. But I'm going to tell you guys, I love a good turtleneck. So that's one of the things when it gets cold here in Ohio, I'm going to be putting on those turtlenecks. now that I don't have the HRT and the little hot flashes like I did, I'm, taking care of my hormones. I could probably sit up here under these lights in a good turtleneck like BJ. I do love a good turtleneck. That's another thing you could do if you don't want to buy creams and stuff. Put on a turtleneck, get you one that comes up high. Who was that? My girl Anissa, and live your best life, honey. That's what I would say. Yes, you can see on. Okay, yeah. So if you want to support that way, let it play. If it annoys you, just click off of it. Again, I'm more concerned with you being here. I'm having food noise again too. Oh, geez, Louise. So what are you guys gonna do about the food noise? What are you gonna do? Um, let's see. I've had to eat more than ever, but I'm trying to focus on protein and fiber. It's hard to read. Yes. And that's another thing too. When your appetite is suppressed, trying to get in all this protein. I mean, it's hard. It sounds like it's a good problem to have in a way, but then in a way it's not, because we know this protein is what's going to help us keep our muscle. And not just eating the protein though. I do want to emphasize you actually have to do something with your muscle. You got to lift the weight. You gotta use those resistance bands. You can even take, I don't have, but bottles. If you don't have weights and don't want to buy weights, get you 2 of those bottles, 16 to 20 ounce bottles, and use those to start off with, I think, or just your own body weight. I always say, and I should have said this in my loose skin video, but when I started out, I say I wasn't strength training, but I was doing squats. I've always done squats. My rear end is rear ending. So I always have done my squats, and I used to on my bed post do the push-ups. Now I have my my, what do you call that? walking pad there. So it blocks where I used to do my push-ups. But I would do that. I was doing that when I instead of because I was like, I just can't do the cardio. My knees weren't the best. I was 300 pounds. And so I was doing the stuff that I could do, the squats and the little strength training things. And I always never counted that because I just thought, I wasn't like sweating profusely or working up this big sweat. But though those things were counting, and it proved it when I went and got my little DEXA scan. So there's that. All right. Okay. You said yes, you see the you see the split screen too. Okay. All right. So yeah, so thank you. If you could let that play, and sometimes they'll play it a long time, but that is YouTube putting ads on your video, and that's how YouTube gets paid, and that's how some of it goes to the content creator too. And live streams are not very some people specialize in that. There's some of the people I go to their live streams and other genres. I don't know this one. It's not really pushed out a whole lot. Do you know what I'm saying? Like lives, sometimes people don't want the live conversation. They just want the quick video and that's it. But if you want to engage in the lives and participate on the replay, it's fun to be in here now, but on the replay, not so much. So advertisers aren't really even putting a whole lot of money into these live streams, but it is something, and you do get paid a little something. So maybe I will do the buy me a coffee thing so that people who appreciate coming on lives can contribute in that way and not have to worry about YouTube. Because if it's so distracting, and I could do the buy me the coffee, maybe I could get the ads off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So there's that. But I hate the idea of wouldn't you hate the idea of somebody making money off of you and you can't make money off of you? Like, and that's what's going to be happening also with a lot of these content creators coming up. They've raised the bar as far as, getting monetized now. Like next year, if you don't get monetized by next year, you could forget it. It's going to be twice as hard. And so, but YouTube is still going to be making their money. That's the thing. Like you have to work double hard, but YouTube doesn't. So that's the situation. So people who aren't having ads and stuff, I don't know if they cannot do it, or either they're probably have people, in their membership or sending super chats or whatever they're doing. I don't know. All right, here you go. Ooh, 148 pounds after surgery. I wonder how much the loose. Ooh. And sometimes they take off pounds and pounds of that loose skin. Jeez, Louise. I'm excited for you. Okay. Ooh, carnivore muscle. I want muscles for Joe. I love that song. Oh my gosh. Every time I see you, I gotta sing that song. Okay, so I'm about to get out of here in a second. Sydney, how are you? She says, are you enjoying retirement? Do you think you'll ever do any type of work or job again? You know what, Sydney? That's a great question. I am enjoying retirement. I feel retired today. I think this is the most I felt retired. Actually, great question for today. It's today because my daughter's going back to school this week. My school that I taught at for 32 years, or the district I was in, they went back last week. So yeah, and people were texting me, during the opening services. We always have a back to school meeting where everybody in the district gets together and have like a, celebration and a motivation to start your new year. And so people were texting me during that meeting, morning meeting, saying, oh, don't you wish you were here? And then I've heard about some of these little ones coming up that's giving people a run for their money. And normally that kid would have been in my room, but guess what? I'm retired. So I love that. So, and I've been to a couple. I had my official retirement brunch a breakfast actually. So I felt retired last week because I was outside and the teachers were inside. So I love that. And today it's like, I feel like this is the first official week back for my school district that I taught in. So I feel retired. I do. Do I plan on getting another job? I do. I want to do something in the spring. I said, I want to sit out a whole winter and not work because I, travel when the weather's, the snow is bad, it's bad. And it would just like work my nerves because I had a long little commute. And so now I don't. Now I'm gonna take my daughter to school and pick her up. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to. I've never been a mom that picked my daughter up and dropped her off. I always had to have her go to before and after care, and she rode a bus to get to her school. So now I'll get to take her and pick her up. She really wants to ride the bus. I think the bus is where she learned so many inappropriate words because I don't curse here. And so I was like, geez, Louise. So I'm excited about that she won't be exposed to the bus situation. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So no, I'm just going to be chilling out. I'll be here on YouTube. I don't know that I'm doing more on YouTube. Next this week I dedicated myself to like getting rid of some of these clothes. I have excess clothes going on. My grandmother always told me, and she was so right, when you buy something, Shay, you need to give something away. So, and it was these clothes I was going to take to you know how they pay you, because a lot of the clothes are new. They pay you to get, to do the clothes, to turn in the clothes, and they give you, some little money. And I said to myself, I was going to do that. I did that for some of my clothes. For these clothes, I think I want to take them to Dress for Success, but they take you through hoops. I'm like, why are you taking me through hoops? I feel like it's a lot. So I'm going to call tomorrow, Dress for Success, and I'm going to try to arrange to take these clothes because they're dresses. They still have tags. I mean, some lady who's trying to get her life together is going to benefit from these. If not, I'm just going to take it to the Goodwill and donate the stuff that way. But so that's my goal for next week. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do more on YouTube, but I'll have, because I just kind of want to enjoy not doing anything. So that's one of the things I don't want to do. I don't want to turn retirement from, being an educator to like being an educator on YouTube all the time. I'm already doing a lot of stuff on YouTube, thank goodness. So it's like, could I do even more? Yes. Do I want to or need to? No, I don't. But we will see. I think when you're a creative person, you're a person that's used to working and being actively and keeping my mind going. It's going to be hard for me not to. So we shall see. We shall see. But thank you. Great question. I appreciate that. You do physical work all day, rowing machine. Ooh, menopause weight I've gained even when I was starving. And Hurricane Melissa, and in Africa this year, I was gaining. It was mad. Jeez, I bet you it's from the stress. I guarantee you it's the stress of it all. Um, yeah, would you want to do that where you can come and one of the things I was thinking of, Shay, is doing a Zoom and doing it from I already do Zooms. It's like, but you have to be in my Dee Dee's inner circle. So I'm already doing Zooms with the people in that inner circle group. And the funny thing is, Shay, they're all in maintenance but me. And I mean, we have some great discussions, but it's not free because obviously it's my time. We do it every Sunday at 2. But just to do one for you guys, if you wanted to do something like that, sure, I'd be open to doing that. Yeah, but so I know some people have been I know some people have been um talking about doing things off YouTube. That's one of the things I did. Like I think I started that like in November, October of last year. It's going offline, so I'm already offline. So if you saw people doing that, I've been doing that since October, November, but it's just not free. But I mean, but maybe I was thinking of it, doing a membership like that where we have like a off like a Zoom. What I realize is that people don't necessarily want to be on camera, like I am. And on Zoom, you can be or not. I don't know. Is that something you guys would want to do? I'm trying to think of a way. That's one of the things I need to work on is the membership of it all. And I have been through stages with this membership. It's one where you just on here support, and I think it's $2.99 a month. The second one is $5.99, and that's getting the videos sooner. That one is me posting pictures that I don't post to everybody. But I kind of want to kick it up a notch and do something different. So I'm trying to think of like what that could be, but I have to first figure out my schedule, in order to do that. So yeah, so there's that. So I don't know. So would you so yeah, and I think being on Zoom so we can see people. Now you could opt to turn off your camera too. I'm not one of those people that want to force people to be seen, but I do think if you're interested in going to the DD's meetup for next year, we're going to be talking about that next year, toward the end of the year, planning for next year. We want to see you because we want to know who we're meeting up with, and I think that was the best thing about this DD's meetup is that we were all comfortable with each other because we had seen each other and we had meetings before we actually met up. And that's just a comfort for me because I'm a single woman. I'm not like some of these other folks that have a husband that's accompanying them, or, and I'm not just talking about the downsides, I'm talking about the countess. I know she does meetups too. And not for nothing, I have some divos up in here. And I mean, the thing of it is I was telling you guys, and one day maybe I'll save that for a Zoom and talk about this. But I've had some scary incidences going on in my teaching career. And even on this YouTube, I've had people who have sent me messages. Oh, I love you. I love you. It's just, I love you, and be my best friend, and all kind of craziness with these guys. And so I have to kind of be careful because you just never know what people are planning and doing and thinking and, all of that. And yeah, so I've had some scary stuff going on even on YouTube, believe it or not. It's just a fact. I'm not even making it up. I wish I could because it made me so nervous. So yeah, so there's that. Let's see. Yeah, that was a great. She also skips the germs on the, but yeah, the germs, yeah. And my daughter's not really, she doesn't get sick very often. So when she had to have that surgery a couple of weeks ago, and it's funny because somebody said, "Are you going to tell everybody that your daughter had a surgery?" And I said, "No, I don't want to use that for content." And I think I want to wait till after she's better to say like what was going on. So, and that's kind of what I did. But yeah, I'm thinking this girl has never had an ear infection, and then she sticks something in her ear and have to go under to get it out. Like I was so annoyed about that. All right. That's my brother-in-law said after retiring from a mayor at the city of Miami PD. He's a realtor, but he's not doing much. He's busy with my 16-year-old nephew's baseball. Yeah. I just kind of want to be a mom. And not for nothing, I've worked since I was 14. And you guys should be able to tell from me, I have a great work ethic. I'm trying to pass that on to my daughter. And I think that's one of the things you could have. I think, 10K subscribers is because I'm consistent, right? I'm only on YouTube. I know people that are promoting themselves on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, and I say go for it. I have not done any of that because I just don't want to. But I still have done well to be organically grown in 2 years on YouTube. I just, attribute that to my work ethic. I'm just doing so much on YouTube. I've actually slowed down. So you guys have to remember, outside of YouTube, I have an inner circle group that's about, weight loss and maintenance and just living our lives. We're just living our lives like it's golden. So I have that group. It's off of YouTube. We meet on Zoom every Sunday at 2 p.m. So that's where I'm at. And then I have a stock club group that, came out of Downsizing Diva situation. So and that's through Zoom. So when people say like, oh, you should meet on Zoom. Well, I am. I'm just not doing it for Downsizing Diva, like directly anymore. But I can, like, that's something that I could add if that's what people want to do. But, I thought, are people going to come on Zoom and show their face? And I know it's off YouTube, and we do. So that's how I knew a lot of the ladies in my inner circle, I see them every Sunday. Like we're face to face on the camera. And my stock club, once a month we meet. If we need to meet before then, we will. Usually it's through a call, not necessarily a Zoom. So yeah, I am busy on YouTube. I'm busy with those two things outside of doing this Downsizing Diva. And that's why, remember, I used to be live 3 times a week. That's why I cut it back to once, and now I'm here on a Monday. And I don't know, I might need to have this Monday for just something with members. I just haven't mapped it out because I haven't really thought about it. I've just been thinking about getting my daughter to start her first day of school. Once I can get that do my house, I want to do some things around my house this week. Then the weekend until next week, I'll focus on going into September, how I want my channel to look, this phase of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just excited to be at 10K subscribers. Like, who would have thought? And people are actually watching the videos. I always say the subscribers are just vanity. It really is. It's just like to say, like, oh, 10,000 people are following me. And I think that's great. But really, what matters is the views, and not even so much the views, it's the people actually watching your videos. Like, how long are they staying on your videos? And that's what's important. And I have that going in my favor right now. Now, I'm going to say things change. So I'm not on here humble bragging, because you just never know. You have a great video today, next week, people might not watch it. So there is that. So, we shall see. But oh, Sydney, you are welcome. Thank you for asking. I can always get off on a tangent about retirement. And then I also thought about starting a second channel with retirement. Talking about retirement. One of the ladies I retired with said, "Oh, Shay, you should do a channel about retirement." And, I was telling her about, the stocks and this and that. And she was like, "You should do a channel and talk about all things retirement." And so I thought about that. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I'll have to see. That's going to be a lot of work to do two channels and do two things well. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just kind of not do like all I do with Downsize and Diva, and just do a little bit and just be on there talking and just see what happens with it. Make it more of like, I have some ideas. So we shall see. I was off for 2 weeks with your colonoscopy. The food noise came back with a vengeance. It was crazy. I couldn't wait to get. I could just imagine. Not being on that and that food noise. Because I mean, when your dose wears off, the food noise for me comes back like that. Yeah, I think so too, Mel. We shall see. No, you have to help us. Remember we talked about Vegas or Atlanta. I think those were the two names that came up. You said that's your son is 15 and still misses 10 plus days of school. All right. So we have 51 people watching this live stream. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It's so many people that watch the videos, but they are not subscribed. That's a thing. I don't know if you see some of these huge podcasters, they start their lives off and their videos off asking people to subscribe, because they got all these watchers, millions of views, but 40% of the people are actually subscribed. So subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I go live and upload a video. I try to upload a video on Sundays at 7:30. That's going to be my time. Now I might change, but for right now, that's been working for me. I'll probably get a video out sometime this week before Sunday. I'll try to get that, if I can get my computer taken care of, I'll try to get that out. If I do my retirement channel, I said, which is probably so bad, but Anissa, I said, if I do it, and I know you have a retirement channel. If I do a retirement channel, and I remember talking about that, and then I saw, Anissa did it, and she really did it. Now I started one, Anissa, and I kind of let it go because I was overwhelmed. I had too much going on with Downsize and Diva. So I may revive that. I took the videos even down. I had 2 retirement videos up. I took them down. They didn't have a lot of views on there, and I just didn't like it. So I thought, I got to rethink that and do something different. So we shall see. You just never know. Me too. I've been working since I was 13 years old. Church daycare center after my little cheerleader practice. Yeah, I was working at a summer camp at 14. I was in charge of a summer camp. They paid us, I want to say like an $800 stipend for 3 months over the summer. I thought I was rolling in the dough, like Adele. Who was rolling in the deep? Adele. I was rolling in the dough. That's okay. Stick to it. I think 32 people watching you is awesome. I mean, that's like more than a class full of students listening to what you have to say. I think that's great. I think you need to stick with it, keep it going. And if nothing else, it's just a diary for you leading up to your retirement. I think that's amazing. I think it's amazing. So keep it going. All right. So there is that. I am headed to the store. What did I say? I was going to get some coffee. And Shay, we're going to talk about doing the Zoom off. I'm going to see how that could fit into my schedule and what I have going on. So yeah, I think that'll be fun. Maybe we could do a Diva. Well, I'm not going to say, because sometimes I say stuff on here and I see people doing it and they beat me to my own idea. So I like keep my little idea to myself. But I will keep you posted. Okay. Oh, we came out just in time for the real MVP. I'm back, done with my meeting. I see you reached 10K. Fantastic. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being so supportive. Thank you to everybody for being so supportive. Go and check out my latest video. It had like 26,000 views, 25,000 views the last time I looked at it. The one about me losing, my good and bad and the ugly, that one. And then the last one I just put out has over 1,000 views since last night. Can you believe that? Since it's not even been 24 hours. So people are watching that. As of last night, it was like at 1,000 views. I haven't looked. So go and watch that. I'm telling you, the loose skin of it all. I thought that was a very great video. I'm trying to educate the people and myself. So go and check those out. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Have a great Monday. Have a great week. And remember, take great care of yourself. And I will see you on Wednesday. Love you guys. Thank you for coming, Anissa. Next time, come in with your retirement channel so we can put it up. You said I'll be teaching class. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're going to leave out on Blue True with the birthday. Have a blessed, healthy, fun week. Downsize and Diva in chat. Also, congrats on 10K. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody.